Hey guys, this is John Boudreau, owner of the vacuum store in Keene, New Hampshire. And I've gotten a little concerned lately over all of these videos out there of, oh my God, the mold, the mildew in your Keurig coffee makers. The horror, the slime masters out there that just like to try to damage the reputation of a company or something, but these bogus Facebook posts. Now, I've got a Keurig machine here, probably one of the first ones that I've partly destroyed, smashed to get apart quickly. And I've had this Keurig now for probably close to 10 years. That can probably be verified by serial numbers, which I'll zoom in so you can see to look up. Here's the serial number of the machine. See if I can get this. There you go. Now you can see it. And after smash and bashing with my customer adjustment tool and handy dandy mallet, I got this whole thing apart. But what I was very careful about getting apart was anything that came in contact with the water. Now your first thing I noticed before I got into the reservoir was all the lines on the Keurig were clean. This is the Keurig, a 10-year-old Keurig that I've been using, and I'm a combat veteran, former police officer, 20 years, and I've been doing this business now for 20 years, and I drink coffee by the ton. Not to mention my customers over the last 10 years or so. I mean, it could be 8 years or 10 or maybe longer. But there is absolutely no sign of any mold or blackness or nastiness on any of the internal wires, components, or anything on this Keurig as I pulled it out. So I was pleasantly surprised by that, because they try to get you with all the horror stories. The most I saw slightly at some of the intersections here where the tubing comes in was a little bit of iron stain from hard water. We've got pretty hard water here in Keene, and it can make things turn a little orange. Then I went and I got into the actual reservoir, and the first thing I saw was a little bit of iron on this, and it was full of water. As I undid all the screws and started pulling this apart, I poured the water into a dish, and the water came out crystal clear, no chunks, no sign of iron in that. It just looked like clear tap water that came out of this reservoir as I emptied it. And again, I was wondering, okay, now I'm getting into the dark stuff where there's no light, this actual reservoir. Well, I pulled this thing off and looked in here, and all it was basically wet. See if I can get this so you can see inside. But there's a little bit of iron staining around the rim up high, and down on the copper coil down here, you can see a little bit of iron. Absolutely zero sign of mold or mildew or anything scary, nasty like that. The only evidence of anything I could find was this iron stain, which, and that wasn't even much. I was exceptionally surprised at how clean this unit was, given how old this unit is. So before everybody goes home and panics and starts throwing away their Keurigs because some clown on the internet is telling you they got sick or their dog doesn't like coffee anymore, or anything stupid like this about their Keurig, this machine has been in my store for 10 years anyways, give or take a year. And their little fear videos had me a little concerned. And nobody else had actually gone into the Keurig. They'd show the top with a little bit of the rust stain, but that's the farthest I'd seen into the Keurig horror stories. So I decided I was going to go right for the nitty-gritty. But you can see this tube is like new. Absolutely no sign, and this has all been in the black environment, buried deep inside the bowels of this Keurig. And there's absolutely no sign of mold or mildew in this machine at all. Here's the gasket as it was taken out. Nothing. I mean, I gotta say, the shock I'm having is that I didn't find more. I expected it to be a little bit of slime in there. None. The only thing I found in there was the orange stain from the hard water. And I am very happy to say I will now not be going home and throwing out my Keurig espresso machine or any of the other nice Keurig coffee makers I bought since I bought this bad boy. And nothing I hate more than sleazeballs trying to scare the public about stuff when the scare doesn't exist. Maybe there's a machine out there somewhere someone's been running swamp water through that straight out of the backyard in Louisiana or something that might have something in it. But this machine has been in the hot, the cold. I brought it to events where people needed coffee makers. We've been running it strictly as a business machine for the last 8 to 10 years. And I cannot be happier at how clean the inside of this machine is when I took it apart. Again, don't buy into all the horror stories on the internet. Do your research as I did. I take stuff apart and fix it for a living, so it's a little easier for me. One thing I got to say is you don't want to have to take one of these apart to fix it. I took it apart to get to the parts I wanted to see, and I did have to use a mallet to do some of it. But sleep well tonight knowing your cup of coffee in the morning isn't going to be a horror show like some people want you to believe. I mean, I think I bought this Keurig when they were very first coming out. This is the first of 4 Keurigs that I've owned, and I'm not going to be destroying any of the new ones because, I mean, this one at this age, a little bit of iron in the water, who cares? Have a great day. Hope this saves some Keurigs out there. Take care. Bye-bye.